What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Evan and I make videos about hot stocks, dividends, and options. So if that interests you guys, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss when I upload. Now, you guys know every day that there's a catalyst that could potentially push up NIO's share price. I'm here to cover it. And there was actually a new catalyst that could potentially push NIO's share price higher, and it has to do with NIO's battery packs for their vehicles. They actually announced how they're going to be upgrading their battery size, which in theory will increase the range of NIO vehicles. But for how much NIO has actually been going up the last few days and the past weeks, I'm surprised they're not actually up more today, because you can see that they're down 1.5%. Now, this is mostly because NIO closed so high yesterday. They closed almost at $43 yesterday, and so today is slightly lower. I wouldn't even call this really a pullback. I just think they went up so high, especially towards the end of the trading day yesterday. And I believe in after hours trading, NIO actually hit over $44. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they did hit that $44 mark. Now, it doesn't count for intraday trading because it was after hours. But today, according to Robinhood, it says that they hit 43.10. And so that would be their new all-time high. But they actually had hit 43.30. So that's currently their 52-week high and their all-time high as of right now. So again, I wouldn't even call this a pullback really, because they went from almost 43 at close yesterday, and now they're still almost at $42. And if we look at the 1 week, they're still up 23% on the week. And today has been the only day where NIO has slightly leveled off, and they haven't been going up exponentially. The rest of the week, you can see they pretty much went straight up all week. Now, it's kind of interesting to actually compare NIO to SPY, because at least today, it seems like NIO is kind of actually following SPY, because you can see SPY isn't really up or down today, and it seems like NIO is kind of the same way. I mean, they are down almost 2%, NIO is, but that's only because they closed so high yesterday. So they're both pretty similar as of today. And on the 1 week, SPY is up 6%, and almost every day SPY opens kind of high, and then throughout the day they pull back slightly before ending the day a little bit lower than they opened. But if you look at just today, today is the only day where they didn't open quite a bit higher than the previous day's close. So I just kind of thought that's a cool comparison to make, because most of the time, NIO isn't always following the overall market. And that's exactly what SPY does. That's why I compare NIO to SPY, because SPY kind of tracks the whole market, and you can get a good idea of how the market's moving just by looking at SPY, where NIO typically has a mind of their own and they do their own thing. Sometimes they go up when the market goes down, and sometimes they go down when the market goes up. And again, going back to NIO, that's kind of why I'm surprised that they're not up more today, because there is this new catalyst that could potentially push the price of NIO up higher. But now getting into what could push NIO's share price higher is NIO announced that they're upgrading their batteries to 100 kilowatt hour batteries. Now, they just announced this today on Friday that they are launching their 100 kilowatt hour batteries. And they also announced battery upgrade plans at an event in Beijing. But the reason why this battery upgrade is so important is because there's not really other companies doing what NIO is doing with their batteries. So with this 100 kilowatt hour battery, this gives their battery packs 37% higher energy density, and it also increases their range potentially up to 615 kilometers. And if you aren't sure what the conversion on that is, that's around 382 miles. So that almost puts NIO vehicles up there with normal combustion engine vehicles. And there's also talk of NIO wanting to upgrade, and they're currently working on upgrading to 150 kilowatt hour batteries. And that would potentially upgrade their range to somewhere around 900 kilometers. And again, that would be around 560 miles. So that would put NIO vehicles over most normal gas-powered vehicles in terms of range and how far they can travel. But right now, NIO is only producing 70 kilowatt and 84 kilowatt hour batteries. It all started in 2018 with the 70 kilowatt, and then they upgraded in 2019 to 84 kilowatt hours. And now towards the end of 2020, they're launching their 100 kilowatt hour batteries. And by implementing this latest battery pack into the newest vehicle, their EC6, the range is expected to increase to 615 kilometers. And if it's placed in the ES6, it's expected to go up to 610 kilometers. So not really a difference there. But this is also just temporary, because keep in mind, it says here that NIO is working on their 150 kilowatt hour batteries, and they could potentially announce this on NIO Day, which is in January. And again, that would increase the range to 900 kilometers and put them well above most gas-powered vehicles. But the reason why this is so huge for NIO and why it kind of puts them over other companies, especially over other EV companies, is because they're allowing their customers to upgrade if they already own a vehicle with a 70 kilowatt hour battery. So the customers can choose to upgrade either with their perpetual upgrade or their flexible upgrade, which is either $133 per month or $1,207 per year. And the vehicles that are going to have the 100 kilowatt hour battery already installed in them for purchase are going to be available for pre-order on November 7th. So they're not really messing around. And at the time of recording this on Friday, today is November 6th. So at least if you live in China, you could pre-order a NIO vehicle with a 100 kilowatt hour battery as of tomorrow. And something else that makes this 100 kilowatt hour battery so special is that you'll also be able to still use the battery swap technology that NIO has. They already have 158 battery swap stations across the nation, and they've served over 1.18 million users. And if you have this 100 or potentially the 150 kilowatt hour battery in the future, you'll still be able to use these battery swap stations. Now, I don't know if you drive into the station, if you'll be able to swap out for a bigger battery, maybe if you're going on a longer road trip. I would assume you'll probably have to use the same battery that you have in your vehicle, at least in terms of size. But that's definitely something to consider too, because if you go to this battery swap station and say you have a 70 kilowatt hour battery, and you're going on a longer road trip, maybe in the future you want to upgrade to a 150 kilowatt hour battery. If you could do that right at the swap station and maybe sign up for the membership for this more expensive battery, that would be huge too, because then you wouldn't have to physically take your car in to get serviced and have the battery swapped out. And it says here that NIO's unique service system with vehicle battery separation and battery subscription enabled by chargeable, swappable, and upgradable batteries is a breakthrough innovation. And this is in both technology and their business model, because it seems like nobody else is doing this as of right now. We don't see Tesla vehicles being able to swap out their batteries or upgrade their batteries. You also can't buy a subscription to lease the battery with a Tesla vehicle. Now, I know Tesla is working on things to improve their business model and to be more accessible for more customers, like they're potentially coming out with their $25,000 vehicle in the next few years. And right now they have relatively cheap electric vehicles, but they don't have these things that NIO has. Now, even though NIO is 1/10 of the size of Tesla and they deliver 1/10 of the amount of vehicles, it looks like NIO, as of right now, has way more potential than Tesla. Now, I'm not saying Tesla is a bad company, because I believe in Tesla just as much as NIO. And Tesla has proven themselves way more because they've been around a lot longer. But with all these things that NIO has, like their battery swap technology, the ability to upgrade your battery, and a subscription to lease your battery if you can't afford the full price of a NIO vehicle, there's just so many things that give NIO an edge over their competition. So I am kind of surprised looking at the share price of NIO again, with them down 2% on the day. I'm surprised with this news about the upgraded batteries that NIO hasn't shot up more today. Because we've seen over the past couple weeks, it seems almost every day NIO is going up more and more. And so with news like this, you would think investors would see this as a positive catalyst to push the price higher. But that doesn't really seem like the case today. Maybe NIO was going to pull back more today, but because this news about the batteries came out, NIO didn't pull back quite as much as they were going to. Because they really did shoot up quite a bit yesterday, aside from how much they were improving over the past week. And with the way NIO is priced right now, I think many people would agree that they're overvalued right now. But the same thing has always been said about Tesla and Amazon and Apple. Everybody has always thought that those companies have been overvalued. And you could argue the same thing with NIO. But I've said it before, and I'll say it again, that people are going to pay for NIO's share price almost no matter what the price is, as long as they believe in the company. Maybe according to the data right now, NIO is worth $20 or $25 a share. But if people are willing to pay $40 and they continue buying in at that price, NIO is going to continue going upwards. So just keep that in mind when you're investing not only in NIO, but in all kinds of stocks. Maybe the data and the market cap and the outstanding shares tells you that the company is worth less than it's trading for. But most of the time, a stock isn't going to be exactly worth what it's supposed to be on paper. And I think a lot of people believe in NIO long term, and they're going to hold their shares for 5, 10, maybe even 20 years into the future when this company can really get off its feet and get moving. Because I mentioned before, China wants to get rid of gas-powered vehicles by the year 2035. So that's in 15 years. So you can imagine how big these EV companies in China are going to get if gas-powered vehicles aren't allowed in the country. Electric vehicles are going to be pretty much the only option in the next 15 to 20 years or so if China is able to implement some kind of law or regulation getting rid of gas-powered vehicles. And most of the things NIO is doing is for long-term business. They aren't trying to spike up super high in the short term. Even though they are right now, I don't think that's NIO's intention because they want to implement all these things that they have going for them in the future. And so it is a long-term play. Even though NIO is spiking up right now and they could pull back almost to any price point, it's more of a long-term play. And so if you're worried that you're buying in too high right now, just dollar cost average in. Set aside a certain amount of money every week or every month, and maybe you buy in now where NIO is at $41 or $42, and then next week they may pull back to $35, and then you'll get the average right at $38. So at least that's what I would suggest doing if you're worried that NIO is going to be too high of a share price at the current moment. And I would pretty much suggest doing that for any company you're investing in, especially if you're investing long term. Now, for those of you who made it this far into the video, if NIO vehicles were in the US right now, would you guys buy a NIO vehicle or would you prefer something like Tesla or a normal gas-powered vehicle? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Also, if you guys haven't signed up for Webull, make sure you sign up using the link in the description, deposit $100, and you'll get 3 free stocks now. Also, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like because it really does help out the channel. And with that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you back here in the next one. Bye.